All right, so a big part of installing an outboard motor is getting the right cables on the boat. This is a Johnson Evinrude control box, Johnson Evinrude cables. So the ones that were in there were too short, so we're going from 11 to 15. So we'll just walk you through how to put cables in a Johnson Evinrude box. We'll just do one for now, but generally got 3 screws that hold it on. Take them out. Apart. You notice there's a cam that goes in this notch. These all have to line up and it goes back together. Now these clever pins that come out like that. You take this end, you put the barrel, you make sure there's grease in there. We've already greased it, so it's nice. There's a nice grease. This has to pivot like that. You pull this out and you line up the hole. Usually got to take a wrench like that, a pair of needle nose, get it straight because it never wants it straight. You line that up. You line up this pin like that. Now, as you can see, there's a corresponding pin. That's the shifter for the throttle. And that lines up in there, and there's another pin that goes in there. This piece of plastic holds the pin in because it can't come out once these are together. So when you line it up, make sure it goes easy like anything you do mechanical. And then you make sure it seals down, you put your screws back and you're all set. Another thing you can do is, once it's all together, we'll walk you through a few things. We're about ready to hang our 60 horsepower Evinrude on an older boat, but it doesn't mean you can't have fun on it. A lot less expensive than a brand new one. So, as you notice, our bolts are already ready and they're already caulked, because you definitely want to seal the bolts not only to keep the boat from leaking on the bottom ones, but also keeps the transom from rotting out. It's just already started to rot out. You also have to concentrate on 2 things. This tube gets all rusty, so we use a special reamer, but you could probably find something close in a drill bit. You don't want to buy this special reamer. Then you ream out this steel tube like that. Like there, cuts all the old metal and grease out of there. Do both sides. If you don't do that, it'll seal really hard. And then we're going to lower it down. And one thing is a common mistake, probably anybody that's worked in a boatyard or marine repair shop anywhere, it's always forgotten to put this in first. You don't put this in as he lowers it down. Come forward. You won't have the clearance to get it in. You'll have to take the motor back off the boat, which is no fun at all. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so now we can line up our holes, but another critical thing, we do have a nice video on motor height, but you take a straight edge, you line up this cavitation plate, should be even with the bottom. Sometimes it's a little tricky to get this perfect center, get the roller there, and all that just about close. It could go up 1, I guess. Pretty good. Probably should go, we'll go up 1 hole. That'll make the boat handle better, go faster. It's just the motor is designed to have this even with the bottom of the boat. Now you gotta be careful, some transoms have a step in them, or if it's on a bracket, the rules are totally different. So we're gonna go up. Probably got a cut here, but we're gonna go up a couple holes, bolt it all on, and continue with another video after that. So we'll be as complete as possible. We're just in the process of installing this motor. In our first video, we set it, bolted on with our motor height. The next step is to hook up the control cables. And a really common mistake is you have one of these as a throttle, one is these is a shifter. A lot of people will label them. I don't bother to label them. What we do is we just operate the warm-up lever. The warm-up lever gives it throttle and no shift. So some warm-up levers have a lever like that, up and down. It's on the top of the control box. Some of them you actually pull out the whole throttle shift handle, and it gives you throttle only. It's for starting it, so you can start a motor when it's cold. Two strokes need some throttle. Other ones have a rubber button in the middle, you push it. So he's gonna move the warm-up lever up and down. Okay, so that's our throttle. That's our throttle. So a good way to know which one's throttle and which one's shifting, you've got two spots here.
Show me.
Two spots here. So the throttle always opens up your carburetors, or has a cam like this. They almost always have a cam like that. So you move that one, oh, that's our throttle. This one's a shift. So what we're gonna do is do it one more time because I actually forgot. Throttle up. Okay. So this is throttle. You see, just the way this is arranged, you want to put the shifter on first. Now on Johnson Avenues in neutral, you always make sure it's in neutral by spinning this prop. It should spin freely. It's in neutral. So we take our shift, which we determined, we put it on like this. They make it funny. And we put that on there. We put our nut on there. We'll do that after. And then we take our throttle. You always make sure it's not like overlapping things too bad. I'm gonna wrap it up with nice. Now the throttle, what's gonna happen, if you don't tighten this up correctly and have it kind of, you need a good amount of force against this stop. If you don't, what's gotta happen, you're gonna throttle up, throttle down, throttle up, throttle down, and your throttle is actually got to go up gradually, and your idle's got to get really high. There'll be a gap like that. So when you adjust this is how you adjust the cable. This will thread it. It either makes this space here larger or smaller. So you just line it up. So we want some good force to it. So you probably just need a little bit, and then you put that on there. Get it in there nice and tight. Lock that in there, and then push. So that, see, it kind of did push up a little bit. I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is shorten the distance by tightening this nut. And that's nice and tight. So now your idle's got to always be against that stop and consistent. Really important. And then you take this stop. This holds the two nuts in like that. Bolt goes like that. Tighten that up. And just do hand tight. Take these two nuts. Washers. Washer on there. So put that in there. Ah, shoot. I'll get that later. Okay, we retrieved the nuts, put them on, and again, this is really important. Your throttle has to be tight against your throttle stop, which is right there on this particular motor. They are different on other motors, so that's good. So another thing we got to do, we're going to make sure it shifts. Again, we're in neutral. We've got somebody up there to say, put it forward. So you see how the propeller locks in right there. Now neutral, should spin free. Now reverse, should lock in. Don't worry about if it ratchets one way and forward. A lot of time it will ratchet one way and not the other. Put in forward, fit to do it. This one's. So that prevents you going to the boat launch and having either no reverse or no forward. Generally, that's adjusted perfectly when you do that. Go back to neutral. Another thing we do, we have to make sure that it steers the correct amount in both directions. So what we do, there's many things that can cause it to steer more to port than to starboard. So the simplest way is to put a mark here, and it's steered all the way over to port this way. We turn it at the port. Then we have to turn it hard in the other direction. The other direction. And we make sure, see this part here? We have to come over here. And we're exactly the same spot on the motor on this side. So what happens is, if this link arm part is wrong, got a train going by, it won't steer. It'll steer more in one direction than the other. If you put it in the wrong hole, this outer hole is for a tie bar, so you have twin motors. The middle hole is for power, for hydraulic steering, you have it, and this is the hole it's supposed to be in. So you make sure. You also make sure it doesn't hang up on any of your fuel line. It's always a great idea. We always talk about putting a fuel water separator in here. You make sure your bolts are nice and tight. Everything's good. So, as we say, it's not the prettiest boat. Probably the guy will have more fun on it than the pretty boat. But that's the basics for installs. We're going to show you a video that's going through the water.